if they're striding out too far, you could probably put something out there to, to prevent them from going out that far, or, even just, putting a, something on the ground, whether it's a batting glove or, a rubber base or something that will prevent them from going out that far. I don't know, Dave, if you have any ideas about overstriding, but, I just usually just put something out there that's a little too far.
Like I was telling Terry, if you can't use your hips efficiently, that should tell you the stride, how far you should stride. My in hitting was 2 to 4 inches total. I don't know how you can monitor that as a hitting coach. I mean, I would just have them go like this. That's 2 to 4 inches. That's it. That's the way it gets started. Again, if you can get your hips at full force, then you can stride a little longer. But be prepared if there's a hard thrower. By the time the guy strides, the ball's already halfway by him.
Yeah, and you can almost just prove that point by taking a wiffle ball and throwing it really fast at him. He won't be able to get his front foot down in time. And that was my big issue. And at the high school level, when I played, I was able to do that and get away with it. And I got to college, I couldn't do it because no coach was, I don't want to use man enough, but had the foresight to really make me change at that level because I had good hands. I was successful with it. But you really want to get them into good habits now. But yeah, as Dave indicated, I really do think if just up down here, that's a pretty easy move to get. And the real key is that when this front foot lands, that's your anchor. There's two motions. There's two motions in hitting. There's linear and rotational. So you're linear on your load, and linear is anything. The root word line, anything moves in a straight line is linear. So you're linear on your load, and you're linear when you drive. You go 60-40 on your load. Now you're 50-50, and when that front foot lands, that's your anchor. You shouldn't go forward anymore. So if you really work on that no stride approach and talk about that front foot being the anchor, once you get your front foot down, you should not be moving forward anymore on that. You're pretty much hitting from a stiffer front side. Okay? Now, when that front foot lands, and this is important, you want it at about 45 degrees. Okay? Now, I mean, there's some major league hitters. Julio Franco was my favorite hitter of all time, but he used to stride pigeon-toed. He used to get here, but I wouldn't teach that because all you have to do is put a bat behind your back and try to turn your hips. And if your foot is closed, turned in, or even just perpendicular to my line, and if you do this, your hips are restricted. Now, if you open up your front foot just at 45 degrees, you're really able to get your hips through now. And you can I do that with my kids. I put the bat behind their back, and they can feel it right away. I say, do this. Okay, now open your foot. And now they really feel it. I say, oh, yeah, I can get my hips through now, Coach. And so you can almost start the batting stance with your foot slightly open. That'll work.
Rubber band drills. Okay. You go like this. Okay. And if you go like this, your foot goes backwards. So not only you're working strength here, you're working balance. And there's all sorts of resistance type bands. There's looser ones or whatever. But this keeps you straight. Pitching. Okay, you can't do it like that. It pulls your leg straight back.